Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas from WolfePack Entertainment in episode 2 of Fantastic Flick Friday. Just in time.
Right now.
Yep. Santa Wolf here.
And Santa Wingman.
Woo! And we bring you all kinds of awesome, just presents of joy called our awesome commentary on a classic Christmas movie. Well, we consider it classic.
Yeah, and it is a classic comedy, but it deals with Christmas as well.
Exactly. This might give you a hint.
Ah!
Home Alone! What year
Starring
was that?
1990, I believe.
Little Kevin McAllister, which was
8-year-old kid.
Macaulay Culkin, back when he ruled all family movies and...
Yeah, and keep in mind, Macaulay Culkin is only 2 years younger than me.
Yeah, so at
Picture
this
that, if
time
you will.
now, Macaulay Culkin's like 35.
Yeah.
He's older than me. So, and he's barely younger than Wingman here. So
yeah, I'm 37 now, so.
Yeah, Wingman's birthday was on Saturday here recently, so the December 19th, so you better be sending him a Christmas present. We went and saw
I'll be
Star Wars
expecting
for
it.
that, so... Well, we'll do a review of Star Wars. I just want to let everything settle down.
Yeah, the new one, not any of the
Force
other
Awakens.
6. Episode 7.
You know, there's this really big plot point in that movie. You know, spoiler alert, Jar Jar Binks is the Sith Lord.
Oh, didn't see that one coming, did you?
Okay, we're just lying. But let's get back to Home Alone and some Christmas cheer. Okay, so you guys have probably all seen Home Alone at this point.
Most of them have.
I mean, 8-year-old kid, petulant child, just fighting with his family. And you know what? I would be ticked off too if I was in that house full of freaking irresponsible morons.
Oh, jeez.
I never thought about how stupid his family is until I watched it tonight and realized how stupid his family is. What was the quote I said? Oh, his parents were less responsible than the parents in South Park, in my opinion. It was pathetic.
That's pretty irresponsible.
It was pathetic. So, Wingman, break it down. How does Kevin get left behind? Where's the family going? What's going on here?
Well, the family has, I guess, take us to Paris, France.
Yes.
And something happens during the night before they are actually going to go. They set their alarms for, I think, what was it?
8 o'clock? I think they
No,
wanted...
the shuttles, airport shuttles, are to arrive at 8.
That's right, yeah.
So they set their alarms so they can get up in time to, get up, get ready, have breakfast and all that. Well, a big storm goes through the area of Chicago and knocks a tree limb down on the power lines, thus knocking out all the power. So the clocks are all messed up. They oversleep. And
then,
I'm sure you've had that.
Oh yeah,
several times. I've had it done.
Now we can use our cell phone. So if your cell phone's
Yeah.
on power, I use that as an alarm clock. But
I always do.
it's not as much of an issue.
So they're mad dash trying to get everything together because the shuttle's already there waiting on them.
Exactly.
So they got to get to the airport in 45 minutes.
Yeah, and you guys, I mean, this is pre-9/11.
I don't know if
obviously,
anybody
so,
of you have been to Chicago O'Hare Airport.
Yeah,
I have.
45 minutes.
That place is a madhouse and huge.
Yeah.
And I mean huge. Whew.
Well, and the thing that's ridiculous is, instead of the parents, now here's where I started complaining about the parents. So not only, I mean, the kid, Kevin was being a butthead. If Kevin would have talked to me like he talked to his parents, he'd be spitting his teeth out. You can ask my daughter. I don't put up with that kind of garbage. So I would never.
I was
put
kind
up
of a
with it.
Kevin in my day.
Oh man, I'd have jerked a knot in your tail. So, but he was almost justified in some of the things he said just because the family was being so negligent and ridiculous.
Yeah.
So they take off, and they've got like the kids counting the kids instead of the parents physically looking.
I'm pretty sure it's the oldest daughter.
Yeah, and so she counts heads and she counts the neighbor boys looking in there as one of the kids, and
because he had his back to her.
Yeah, she didn't look.
She thought evidently that it was Kevin.
Yet again, this is where the parents come in, and so they leave. They get on the plane and they're flying, and they're already almost to France before the mom realizes, "Oh man, Kevin!" And Kevin! We'll use a little video clip there. It's like, it's how do you forget your child?
You know, you keep worrying about Uncle Frank.
Yeah, Uncle Frank, the cheapskate that's like trying to steal silverware from first class and won't pay for some pizza. Which, by the way, this is way just obscure thing. They bought 10 pizzas, and the pizzas were $12 a piece. You can buy, like, pizzas from Domino's for $6 a piece. What kind of a freaking pizza place is this? I mean, was this...
It's
it wasn't
Little
like
Nero's.
Yeah,
Little
Little Nero's pizza. And it wasn't like it was, like, specialty pizza. It was just freaking cheese pizza and pepperoni and sausage and stuff.
And, of course, when the delivery guy came, the 2 times that he came,
yeah,
he knocked over a statue out front both times.
Well...
Really?
So Kevin's there alone. He realizes it, and he thinks that he's wished his family away. So he's having a blast, you know. He's jumping on the bed.
Picture yourself 8 years old.
Yeah, you know.
think you wished your family away.
You're
having the time of your life.
Eating like ice cream and marshmallows and chocolate, and then he's having a good time, and then he starts to miss the family. And then he finds out, you know, Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern, the 2 thieves.
Oh, yeah. The Wet Bandits.
The Wet Bandits start...
Yeah, that was all Marv's idea.
Yeah, running water.
Played by Daniel Stern. Now, these 2, Daniel and Joe, phenomenal acting.
It's hilarious.
Their chemistry was just flawless. Flawless.
It's funny because they're breaking into all these houses, and then they finally get to the McAllister house, you know. And Kevin...
It's the one that Harry was actually eyeing the entire time.
Because it's the rich people.
Because they actually scoped out each and every house.
Well,
see who's going to be gone, who's going to be staying.
They try to go twice, and Kevin tricks them, 1 with a movie, and then 2 with he acts like there's a party there. Well, finally they realize it's just Kevin there. So now, you know, Kevin finally, he's getting sad because he's missing mom and dad and family, and he goes to the church and he meets the crazy old man he thinks is a murderer.
Before he went to the church, he overheard Harry and Marv talking about when they're actually going to strike.
Yeah, when they're going to come in there. And so, you know, the classic scene where he unfolds his little battle plan map. And
now, that was interesting, because it's an 8-year-old kid coming up with a battle plan.
Yeah, he's like the smartest conniving 8-year-old ever. So he sets up all of his booby traps, you know. He's got, like...
Ornaments,
and he's...
Underneath an open window, mind you. An open window.
Let's just break this down. All these things that happen to the two villains, okay?
Yeah, because when the guys actually start going through these traps,
it's hilarious, but it would kill you. You would die, and Kevin would be a murderer.
Okay,
so
icy steps, cement steps on the front steps and the basement steps. They're all cement. He used a hose early on in the day.
It just coats them with water so they just freeze into just
down that basement.
It's
just seems like a block of ice, which is where Marv went down.
Just bust his back, and then he
may have went down feet first.
Oh
but
man,
you know that had
Could
to
you imagine slipping on like steep concrete steps on ice and then just bash your back and your head and anything?
Back flat against
something.
the cement. You would break a rib.
Dude,
at least.
I'm early 30s and I would not recover for weeks from that. Like I would be screwed. I couldn't go to work or nothing. I'd be in traction.
And you'd be knocking the wind out of you as well.
What's Joe Pesci's character's name?
That's Harry.
Harry. So Harry, Joe Pesci's character, he goes to the front door and he slips all over the place and busts his butt twice.
Now, by the time he actually gets to the door, which is quite a ways later,
Kevin has this like electric heater that's on the other side, basically just making
the doorknob red hot.
He grabs that thing. Could you imagine?
And it has an M.
And brands it into his hand.
Now, he actually kind of grabbed off to the side, but when he looks at his hand
it's
early
a straight,
on,
perfect M on his hand.
Like he held it like that.
Yeah.
Not like that, like that.
And then Marv has from Lord only knows what height an iron, a clothes iron.
Yeah, because he went to
fall right on his face. He went to turn the light switch on.
Because Kevin had a light, a light bulb in a little socket and a little chain. It was not plugged into anything.
Yeah, it was just attached to
It's just attached to a big old long iron. I don't know if it was second story, third story, attic.
Know. But that thing just full on heavy iron smashes him in the face. Let alone crushing your orbital socket and breaking your nose and probably killing you. He gets up, obviously. Then he's trying to go up the steps of the basement steps inside, and there's tar all over. So he pulls his shoes off and pulls his socks off.
Second step, he has to take his shoe off the first step.
Mm-hmm.
Then that second step, he's got to take the other shoe off. Then his sock. Then the other sock.
Then he gets to
then
the
he starts
top.
calling up stops. Near the very top of these steps,
this is the worst. I can't even.
There's
watch
a shingle, mind you, with a
nail. Roofing nail.
No, it is bigger than a roofing nail.
And he just steps right and just buries this
that nail had to have been that long.
Just buries a nail in his foot. It's awful. I can't even watch it.
So then he is screaming bloody
and
murder.
falls back down the steps.
Back down onto cement slab.
Which would also crush your skull. So then they get inside. And let's just they step on the glass ornaments with
that was
hands
Marv,
with bare feet.
Because he went back out the door.
Yeah, and then goes through the window.
and Joe Pesci's character, Harry, he's going in the back door. He just kind of opens it up slightly. Flamethrower.
Yeah, burns his head.
Blowtorch.
Burns his head.
He's wearing a sock hat, by the way. So that catches fire.
Oh my gosh.
At the foot of the steps, he had micro machines. You remember those? Little
micro machines. Super fast talking guy. Micro machines. We need a commercial for that again.
Yeah. But there's little tiny vehicles, automobiles, trucks, cars, buses, vans. Not a chomo van.
Yeah.
Airplanes, industrial equipment, you name it. They had those, so they slip on them, bam.
Then they chase him through the house, and Kevin's already called. Kevin calls the police for another house.
It's across the street.
And so he leads them.
I'm thinking it's a buddy of his.
Yeah.
The kid from at the beginning. Because the kid said him and his family was going to Florida.
Yeah. They end up leading him. He leads him in there. He goes through the basement, and the house is flooded because it's one that they've already been to, and
someone said Murphy's were going to Florida, and then he says, "My name's Murphy," and that's the house he goes to.
So he goes over there, and then the two villains. I think they've caught him, and the old man, the guy that they think is the kids think is a murderer, just lays him out with an old-fashioned steel snow shovel. And then the police finally come and get him. And at this point, after all this has happened, okay, and I'm surprised the criminals didn't just shoot this kid anyway, and they shouldn't have survived anyway. But so finally, after all this has happened, Kevin goes back to the house alone. He's still alone, which makes no sense at all to be still alone. And he's hanging up the stockings and everything. Then finally, Mom shows up. Finally, Mom shows up. Great parenting, Mom. You're awesome. Merry freaking Christmas. Your kid should have been killed by freaking crazy thieving murderers, and he may have murdered somebody himself. Do you imagine the psychological issues?
Kevin's brother Buzz, the idiot of the family.
His idiot Buzz.
The dumb jock type, was basically telling him that old man Marley, which is the old guy with the shovel,
the old guy we're talking about,
was murdered his family and all this other
stuff. He puts his victims in the
Kevin finds out that that's not true.
Yeah, that's not so true. So really the moral of the story here is be a better parent. And don't leave your kids behind when you go to Paris, because they may be attacked by two thieving idiots and talk to a creepy old guy.
Family is everything. Family is everything, which, if you see it in the eyes of Kevin, that's what he was thinking when he knew that the burglars were going to be going to rob his house. You don't mess with family, especially on the holidays.
Even though
that's a big no-no.
His family didn't care enough to count him in when they were actually going to Paris. But it's a funny movie. It's a good movie. It's good to kind of make fun of and review at the same time.
Yeah, my back's still kind of hurting about that.
Yeah, I couldn't even hardly watch them fall down and stuff. But and their family, they really learned their lesson, and then they forgot him again in the second movie. But that's a review for another day. But Merry Christmas from WolfePack Entertainment. And that's right, we said Merry Christmas, no Happy Holidays. Bull crap. It's Merry Christmas. Anything else?
Yeah, I'll just say it. Happy Holidays.
Happy Holidays. Merry Christmas. We'll see you guys next time. You're getting cold.